Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from XTERRA Oak Mountain. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Forum Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports, the original triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and of course, our Challenged Athletes Foundation. She's coming off a huge win at XTERRA Weston Park. Lizzie Orchard joins us. Hi, Lizzie. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Bob. Good morning.
Good morning. So you've been doing this sport for 14 years? Wow.
Yep.
Now, when did you start in triathlon? Did you start
14 years ago.
So
Yep.
did you no road try, none of that stuff?
No road try earlier. No, I did swimming as a child and also athletics after that. But
okay. Yeah, and then,
my first forte in triathlon was XTERRA.
Was XTERRA?
Yeah.
And how'd you find it?
It was great. I actually sort of fell into it because we were doing the team XTERRA triathlon in Rotorua many years ago. And did that a few years with my brother and with some friends. And then one year I thought, maybe I'll try the whole thing by myself. And I borrowed a bicycle from a friend and sort of thought, what could go terribly wrong? And
everything.
Nothing. Luckily, everything could go wrong, but no, it was fine. So kind of stuck with it since.
Race?
Not bad actually. I did qualify for Maui that first year.
First time.
So that was really exciting. It probably helped my addiction to the sport.
So
but
did you go to that Maui? You went to Maui.
I did. Yes.
Had you been to Hawaii before?
No, that was my first time. Amazing.
Yeah, and so then you're hooked.
Yeah,
when you qualify in your first race and go to Maui, you're like, okay, this is my sport.
This is like the goal every year to come back.
And how'd you do in the first Maui?
I think I was second in my age group. Yeah.
Very cool.
And the winner was also from New Zealand, so that was really amazing.
And what was it in terms of going from there to becoming a pro? Was there one race where you thought, okay, I think I can compete with these women?
I think because the great thing in Maui was we were all on the same race course, you sort of got to that point where you thought, okay, now I don't want any excuses. I just want to see how I can stack up against the fastest.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, is XTERRA big in New Zealand?
I think the trail running is more well known than the triathlon.
Yes.
I think, but if you're in the triathlon community, then they know XTERRA.
Yes.
And they know how amazing it is.
When did you get to the point where you started traveling around to different XTERRA races and really committing to pro? Did you have a career plan before this XTERRA stuff started?
I mean, when I first started, I was just finishing off university.
Yes.
So career plan didn't really change until when I started racing. A few years after I started racing professionally, I started working part-time,
and
which
what type of work?
Really helped. So I did food technology as a degree. So I've done sort of quality, food safety, new product development, a whole bunch of stuff.
So you could have a real job and still race.
Yeah, totally. I mean, to fund getting from New Zealand anywhere else in the world, you sort of need to.
There wasn't enough dollars in the sport to really fund.
Not at that time.
Not at that time. When did it get to the point where where it was getting funded, where you felt like, okay, I can make enough dollars to travel?
So I mean, I still work part time.
Oh, you still? Okay.
Yeah, that hasn't changed. Luckily, it's sort of morphed into a more online version of part-time work, so that has really allowed me to travel.
Yes.
And work at the same time. And also myself and my partner, we work really hard when we're back in New Zealand for half a year and then try and save up and go and basically blow it all the rest of the year.
Now, what part of New Zealand do you guys live in?
Auckland.
Auckland, okay.
Yeah.
It's I covered a lot of John Walker and Rod Dixon and all the runners way back in the day. Yeah, I loved all the New Zealand guys and it was funny because I'm sure you can relate to this. Walker and Dixon would, they'd fly to a race together.
Yes.
They would rent a car together. They'd go to the track meet together, try to kick each other's butt.
Hang out.
Whoever lost had to buy the beer to fill it up the bathtub.
Sure.
And then they'd go back to the airport and go do it again.
Yeah.
It seems like this sport is a lot like that people can be friends and travel together and race together and still be friends.
It's very much like that. And it doesn't have to be that you're from the same country.
It doesn't matter at all.
The whole team is amazing. Yeah.
It really is. It's just.
I say team. It's the competitive list of competitors, but it feels like a team.
Yeah, and it seems like the sport's getting deeper, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
last week when you win at inaugural XTERRA Weston Park, two-time Olympic gold medalist Alistair Brownlee is there, which obviously brings a lot of attention to a sport that doesn't get as much attention as it deserves. How being able to be on a race course with Alistair, seeing how people reacted to him, that had to be pretty fun for you.
Yeah, he's quite a star. People are really starstruck by him, and
he's
I think the rest of the podium,
too.
the rest of the podium were really excited to have a photo on the podium
with Alistair Brownlee.
Exactly, like, look who was there.
Now, did you get that photo of the male champion and the female champion together?
All 5 of us together.
Oh,
so
that's a good photo to have.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I think it just brings credibility to sport when guys like that come and jump into the sport, and then when you see a Flora Duffy come from XTERRA and go win the gold medal. Exactly.
She's amazing. She dominated world champs for XTERRA for so long, and maybe she'll come back again.
Why not?
I'm not sure, but it's really cool when people come from elsewhere.
So you were 240 back heading into T2 last week.
Last weekend?
Yes.
Possibly, yes.
Yes. So and then you ended up winning by 50 seconds or so, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, over Bonnie.
Yeah, the top 3 were relatively close, which is, I think, always more exciting for the spectators. So,
Was it a single track type of running course, or was it more?
No, it was very much cross country style. So across fields, and we had a beautiful section on some gravel paths around a lake and near the estate at Weston Park. Very, very beautiful. And there was some muddy bits too in an old quarry.
Yes.
So actually on the second lap of the run, I did hear someone behind me through that section. And I was saying, oh, no, there's someone behind me. And then it was Alistair that passed me. I was like, I let him through the mud. Yeah, no.
That's pretty funny.
He's probably patiently waiting to pass.
Exactly. So you 10th at Asia Pacific. Right?
In Taiwan?
In Taiwan.
Yeah.
How hot was that?
That was very humid and hot. I do love the hot conditions, but that was an amazing race. Yeah. So well put on. The village was the best I've ever seen in 14 years.
Yes.
So, it was amazing. Everyone should go.
It seems like each one of these courses is so unique, and each one of these venues is so unique, where a lot of times, like World Triathlon, a lot of times you're going to places that are obviously paying money for these people to come there, and the venues aren't necessarily that great. But it seems like every one of these is very unique and
very
athletes,
unique. Yeah,
and each one is a little different in terms of what athletes will do well there. Is this a good course for you here? Do you like this course?
This course reminds me, obviously it is unique, but sections of it remind me of the trails at home.
Yes.
The other Kiwis may have said the same, just with the single track and the pine needles and the roots as well. We're sort of used to that. So I know a lot of people are saying, it's very technical.
Right.
But for me, I find I'm quite calm on it, actually. Right. Yeah, it's the rocks that I'm not so used to.
Yeah. What people talk on Blood Rock?
Yeah.
What is Blood Rock? Have you ridden where that is?
Yes. It's a section. It's not too long, but it's big rocks that are sort of man-made into the path. Yes. Which is just different to what I usually see. That's all.
So that's obviously people go down.
I guess so. There is a rock with some red spray paint on it. I think.
They probably.
I don't know. Maybe it's built.
Hopefully,
there's none there on Saturday.
After racing for so many years, what are your favorite courses?
I mean, my favorite. One of my favorites was always Maui, just because I really love the hot weather and the whole experience of going to the island is so amazing. Rotorua is also amazing. I hope more people come. I know we're far away from everywhere else, but
that was your third this year there.
Yes, that's right. Yep, exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And when you having the Worlds, I mean, you were 5th at XTERRA Worlds in 2021 and 11th in 2022. So in 2023 or 2022? So that was the first year I was in Melvano.
Yes.
What did you think of that course? Was that a good course for you?
It was a little bit like Oh, I guess they're all combinations of different ones, but it's very much a climber's course.
Yes.
And then there was a really beautiful downhill trail that got quite cut up in the mud.
Yes.
And it was... So I do like the course, but for me it was very cold.
Oh, was it cold?
It was very cold. The water and the air, it was just really freezing.
And then your feet are cold coming out of the water.
Yeah. For me, it takes a while to warm up, and then I get in my race groove. So I just hope it's a little bit warmer this year.
Well, what's nice here is it'll be warm.
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Even if it's raining, it's not going to be cold.
It's fine. Yeah, it's great.
You'll be good. Do you want it to rain more? Do you like it when it's sloppy or is it fine the way it is?
It's fine how it is. I sort of prefer when it's not sloppy, but some of my best results have been when it is sloppy. So either way, I don't really mind. I think here the trails stand up to rain anyway, so it's not really going to get muddy. Yeah,
it's not like Maui.
Makes it faster to clean your bike after. That's all.
For you who've been doing this for so long, have you had to adapt your training to the fact that you've been doing this for a long time?
Not so far.
So far,
I sort of have a certain. You have your favorite routes and groups to train with back when you're at home, and then when you're on the road, you sort of just have to adapt as you go.
Exactly.
So
Will you be doing right from here? Do you go to Europe and do all the European races? Is this plan to do most of the World Cup this year?
Yes, that's the plan. So we'll fly back to London after this.
Yes.
And then drive back over to mainland Europe to do the other races.
All the other races.
Belgium's next.
Yes, yeah. Belgium is next. And Belgium can be cold and rainy.
Yeah, yep. I've raced there once before. I can't remember how many years ago it was, but I didn't actually finish that year because I fell on the bike and broke my ribs.
No way.
Yeah, that sucked. But so it would be great to have a little self-revenge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
do
you miss racing in Maui?
A little. It's been a few years. I guess with COVID years, no one really went anyway. But it's just a special location.
It is so special.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I work with the Ironman, and when they're moving Ironman out of Kona, you're like, wait, no, don't do that.
No.
The history. But I understand for people, being in New Zealand, just getting to the States, getting to Europe, it's not like a minor commitment when you decide to be a professional athlete, because you've got to, you're not leaving for the weekend.
No.
You're going, and you're gone for months at a time.
Yeah.
Is that hard for you, being basically living out of a suitcase for a period of time? Or do you like it?
Maybe I'm used to it now.
You must, 14 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't all 14 that we were really living out of a suitcase, but earlier this year there was some pretty bad flooding in Auckland, and so our house got completely flooded out and we had to leave anyway. So I've been in a suitcase since the end of February.
Oh, so you've been traveling since February?
No, I've been in New Zealand, but out of a suitcase, basically.
Oh, so you weren't in your house.
So I'm just used to it now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Is your house okay now?
No, it's completely gutted. I think
my God.
a lot of people are waiting for, it needs to get rebuilt, so that's fine. But yeah.
And time frame on that? Nobody knows at this point?
Nobody really knows. Maybe the end of the year, I'm not sure. So might as well stay in the suitcase for a while.
Over the years, when you look at your improvement over the years, where do you see it? Most have been on the mountain biking and the swim and the run?
Definitely the mountain bike, because that was the thing I came to last.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the bikes have changed a ton. Have you found?
Yes, they have.
26, 29, and disc and all that cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't grown taller since 14 years, but I've moved from a size small, maybe 26-inch mountain bike to I'm in a large now, 29. But it's much more comfortable. I think once you get used to what you're riding and you can anticipate how it reacts on different obstacles, then anything would be fine.
The bikes are way more forgiving now than they were back.
I've actually gone to less suspension than I was originally. Yeah.
Why do you think? Because it used to be the whole thing, if you had more suspension, you had more weight.
Exactly.
And you had to climb and carry that stuff.
Yeah, but now it's interesting. It has been interesting to see the trends go.
Yes.
I think everyone went a little bit less suspension for a while. Now they're going back the other way, especially with the technicality of, say, the short track. Now these days there's a lot more obstacles where perhaps suspension would be helpful. So
Right.
that's maybe influenced
Yes.
some of the competitors. And also, I think it depends on the World Cup mountain bike
Right.
riders, what they're riding.
What they're riding,
how
and you
they're-
guys are following
yeah,
what those
exactly.
guys are doing. I get it. I
Bear in mind,
totally
we've
get
got to run after as well.
it. Yes.
So it's good to save the legs.
Always good to save the
Yeah.
legs. Well, it sounds like you have a busy season.
Yeah, a little bit. Not too much. It's always busy when you're traveling. So
Yes.
try not to overdo it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Lizzie, have yourself. Congratulations on last weekend.
thank
That's
you.
a huge win. What a great way to start this.
Oh, it was really nice. It was a beautiful sunny day in the UK.
Which is
So
very rare.
It was.
Very rare. Sunny day, UK.
Yeah.
That's sort of an oxymoron. I don't think
Yeah.
that goes along. That doesn't go together. Very fun. It's such a pleasure to meet you, and
You
have a
too,
great
Bob.
race on Saturday. And
Thank
so
you.
she'll do a short track on Sunday as well.
That's the plan.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you like the short track?
I've only done 2 of them
Okay.
now, but they're so much fun.
They
yeah,
are fun,
they are
right?
great. Yep.
Good for you. Lizzie Orchard has been our guest. Again, day 2, Breakfast with Bob from beautiful XTERRA Oak Mountain. Hold on. We will be right